So today I want to talk about ramps. Ramps are a wild allium, which means they belong to the same family as chives, leeks, garlic, onions. You can find ramps in eastern North America. They grow all the way up from Canada down to like Alabama. They have these two distinct leaves coming out of the ground, and they smell like onion and garlic. And once you unearth, they have this tiny little white bulb, which is where most of the flavor is at. Although those leaves, pretty good too. They only ever come up in the spring, and for the rest of the year, you can't even tell they're there. So for a glorious couple weeks, you could definitely get a few, and they're fantastic to cook with. Now the real meat and potatoes is when we get down to the bulb. This is the best part. Tastes like an onion, tastes like garlic, sweeter, stronger, more wild flavor. Kind of unlike anything you've had before, but also not that different from an onion. These are fantastic. The leaves themselves have a great flavor. I like to typically utilize them in adding them either to an already formed dish or taking them as a sort of garnish. Yeah, it's really good. Here's a little bit of a post-credit tease. I was looking, for information on ramps that I could share. I thought, I'd get out my book, The Outdoor Dictionary from 1957. This thing is almost 70 years old. Ugh. And so I turned to the page about wild foods. You find ramps in the wild, and I had this segment I thought was just really funny. If I can find it, everyone knows these. It's really nice when it goes up. Perhaps wild asparagus should be included in the easier to spot plants because asparagus surely is known to everyone. Hey, what if it's not? Like they do this stuff like dandelion needs no description. What if you don't know? See, look at this. Watercress can be found in tiny cold brooks. Okay, and its taste is instantly recognizable. Like the leaves can be eaten. That's a little description. Look, here's a picture of a sheep sorrel and a field sorrel, which you can eat. Here's a picture of fox grapes. No picture for asparagus. You don't get to know.